All right, I'm going to tell you guys some other stuff that I really can't stand about this um, home improvement TV shows and how they've just jacked up the painting business. And it's really a sense of entitlement from the customer now that you know back in the 80s, it was everything was Navajo white. And it was just as easy as pie. You could go through, use flat on the walls. Really nice, inexpensive flat that would blend in. You could touch it up. It looked awesome. You could just go through and just paint everything out, and then and then that covered so easy. And it was like up to about the 90s, early 90s, and then everybody wanted to change their house to Swiss coffee. That was the big thing going on back then in the 90s. They were like, oh, but then it was same thing. It was like today, the same entitlement. Well, what do you mean? It costs more money to switch it from Navajo white to Swiss coffee. It's like, dude, I got to paint the whole house twice. Oh, well, I thought you could just paint over that. It would cover. They have one coat paints. People always thought they were smarter than you. So the stuff that, today and now it's colors, custom colors. And it's gotten more and more ridiculous. It's like these home shows have just gotten out and they, make people feel like that they should get a custom color job for the same price as painting the damn house white or painting it all Navajo white, back what we used to do. Back in the 80s, you could make, $300 a day, $400 a day, as a painter, and today, probably make about the same, and you're working about twice as hard and you got a big crew going on and everything else, and it's because all these custom colors. So now you got to go through and cut in all the straight lines and around the doors and all that stuff. And back then we used to just, in the old days, I used to just go through and just spray the walls, and then and then just take and do all the doors and frames by hand, do the bathrooms, the kitchen, all the same color. It was easy. You could go through and you could do the whole house in 2 days, day or 2 days. We did several houses back then in the day with Navajo white. It was a big cleanup, like a cleanup job. And you can make, I'm back then, I think we were charging $1,300. The paint was $150. So 2 guys, you divvy that up and you made damn good money. Nowadays, you can't make money on the interior. They've just screwed it up so bad that, a painter just makes $200 or $300 a day, and that's it, and then, that's all they can make because you got to cut in all these straight lines. You got to do all these custom colors and, 2 coats, and the customer goes, they look at it and go, oh, well, entitlement, hey, well, that needs another coat. And you're like, well, I only charge you for 1 coat, but now I'm going to put on 2. It's just, interiors have gotten, and it's because people should just be telling them, hey, no, it's $3 a foot, $3 a square foot to paint your interior custom colors. That's what people should be telling them instead of this crap. Years ago, back years ago, used to be like $2 a foot, and I'd go out and do an estimate, and they'd be like, how much big is your house? Oh, it's 3,000 square feet. Oh, it's $6,000. And they just look at you and go, I just look back at them and I go, same thing, right? Hey, that's what I'm charging. You want it or not? And some of them went, okay. Some of them went, nah, screw you. You're way too high. I'd be like, bye. But some of you guys were doing them for that, doing them for $1.50. Why? Why, dude? You're doing all that work? Charge for it. Tell them the price. People need to understand that that's like artwork. It's more work. Just because HGTV says that the guy did it, for $2,000 on the interior doesn't mean that you need to do it for that. Charge people. I just started, I just was doing that. I would charge some of them. When the market got tough, sometimes you had to do them cheap, but most of the time I just charge people. And I don't worry about it now because I'm not even doing those. I hardly, if somebody calls me for an interior and I kind of go, I don't know if I really want to bust my ass for $250 a day. And they call me out. Sometimes I still get some, rental houses, and they go, oh, how much do you just kind of clean it up, paint it white again? And I give them a price, and they're like, oh, wow, that's great. And I'm going, I can really make money at that. But this custom color stuff takes so much time, so much effort, in a lot of labor, and you're there weeks and you're stuck there. If you guys realized that when you're on a job and you bid a job, let's say you should stop looking at the price that you're bidding. Look at the man days that you're going to be there, how much you're going to make per man day and all that, and then figure out if it's worth it to be stuck there. Because what happens is, let's say you go in an interior and you did it, for, say you did the same house for 3,500, that should be $6,000. Like I was saying, a 3,000 square foot house should be $6,000 or more, and you go in and you're stuck there. You're stuck there for a week. Meanwhile, another job comes in that's an exterior, and you can make twice as much per man day. But you sold yourself short, and you got yourself on that interior because well, there's something to do, or whatever. You got to think ahead, but I'm just telling you guys, the reason I'm just making this video is I just want to tell you guys, these TV shows jacked you guys up, and it's not fair and it's not right. It's screwball. It's just, they made it, make everybody think about home improvements and all this stuff, but then they want more and more for their dollar, and they don't realize that they're, that everybody, all the painters are all getting screwed. All right, talk to you in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.